What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and welcome to another episode of All Hail the King. This is going to be episode number 15. Now, if you happen to catch my segment actually from 2 weeks ago, that's what this video is going to cover. My idea for this episode was to use several underrated or underused heroes, especially those with brand new E-ISO or A-ISO that made them much more formidable in PvP. That actually ended up being a huge undertaking, and I'm still not finished. But I am going to show you a few characters and a few team-ups, and I invite you to go check out the From the Helicarrier podcast at www.thehelicarrier.com. As always, there will be a link to the corresponding podcast in the description below. Now, without further ado, let's get to our first team-up and character. We're going to be using Sif. She has both a new E-ISO and A-ISO, and they both do similar things. First, the empowered ISO is called the Berserking Empowered ISO 8. It grants Berserker. Sif will start the combat with this buff, so she'll have a chance to join in on an ally's attack, or a chance to retaliate when an ally is hit by a single target attack. Then her A-ISO, the Raging Augmented ISO 8, it goes on her Inspired Courage, and adds Berserk to Sif and allies. With your entire team having Berserk, it can often work out very well. Once those procs start happening, you'll end up decimating the enemy team. So hopefully we'll see some of that, and then I have teamed her up with Heimdall because they both use swords, and they have slashing attacks. Not to mention my Bashanga's blade is also a slashing attack. So basically my entire team can benefit from Tenderized, and that's a debuff that causes increased damage from slashing attacks. So now that I briefly went over the setup, let's go ahead and get more into the battle. On Sif's turn, I'm going to use Inspired Courage. It is a quick action, and there you see it will grant Berserker. It also applies Fortified and gives her Honed Edge. Sif's next attack is guaranteed to be a critical hit. Unfortunately, since she is disoriented, we're going to have to pass her turn. I would hate to critically hit one of our own teammates. Now on Quicksilver's 2 turns, let's hope he doesn't finish off Sif. Okay, his first turn is wasted because of Vigilance. And then we also stop his second attack. That's pretty unlucky for that Quicksilver. Then with Uru Blade, I'm going to place Wide Open and Tenderized on all the opponents. The other good thing about this ability is the fact that it's an AoE, so I don't have to worry about Disoriented. And just then we got a massive Ho-Fun finish on their agent, even though he attacked his own character. I have to admit, this first match is pretty wild. This is something I would definitely have to see to believe. Then on my agent's turn, I'm going to use the Tactician Empowered Armor ability, and then I'll get 2 attacks with the Mystic. Since Anti-Venom is up first, we'll go ahead and attack him. He's left with just 50 HP, but Sif does join in with a thrust. That easily did enough damage. Now our second attack with the Mystic finishes Quicksilver and the fight. Alright, so let's go ahead and try that team out one more time, and this time we're facing Iron Fist and Quicksilver. The enemy focuses on our agent, but luckily we do have the Tankard, so we're going to heal back some of that damage. This will also give us an extra turn, Sif a follow-up attack, and then Enrage Heimdall. Now at this point I'm going to use the Blackest Void on the enemy team. This will disorient them, as well as remove pesky things such as the Mystic Shroud. Then we're going to attack the enemy agent with the Bashanga's blade. So let's see how much damage we get with this one. Not too bad, but the most important thing is the attack and defense increase, as well as the chance to counter. Now sadly, because of Iron Fist, our follow-up attack is stopped by Combo Breaker. But still, Heimdall will use Vigilance, and then I'm debating on whether or not to try to finish the agent or to use Gallarhorn. I opted to go for the knockout, and it does pay off. It's time for Sif to use Inspired Courage, and then I'll go ahead and try to do a pretty decent sized hit on Quicksilver. Iron Fist definitely ruins some of this team's potential, because we're going to see yet another Combo Breaker, but luckily he does miss. This allows us to carry on with the attack. Then he misses once again on Heimdall, and we take out Quicksilver with a big hit. Just to be safe, and since it is a quick action, I'm going to use the Light Fantastic. Then I'm just going to use a Mystic attack, and then leave it up to the rest of my team to knock out Iron Fist. Let's see what kind of damage we get, and then what Iron Fist does on his last turn. Okay, well never mind, there's going to be another Berserk proc, and since Combo Breaker missed, Heimdall lands another knockout blow. Now our next character is going to be none other than Squirrel Girl. Now I definitely plan on using her at level 14, because she has two very good AISO that can be equipped. First, she has the Nutty Augmented ISO 8, and that removes all nuts. Secondly, since her Furry Fury attack is a summon attack, you can place the Cooperative Augmented ISO 8 on her. This causes a summon attack to become a quick action, and trust me, I would love to use both of these, but since I can only equip one, I'm actually going to go with her new one. Not because I think it's the better option, I just want to make that clear. I'm just using it because it's her new character-specific AISO, and I want to show you it in battle. As soon as I level her to 14, I'll be using her in a full setup, and I'll make sure to post a video. That will include Augmented ISO on her Squirrel Strike, and the Wrath of the Raging Squirrel. But now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and team her up with the Juggernaut, and we'll see how she does in PvP. It looks like the Warriors 3 are going to be our first opponents, so let's go ahead and hit Fandral with a Furry Fury attack. This is going to cause a follow-up as well. Right away you're going to see some of that potential that Squirrel Girl has. Fandral's already below 13,000 HP. If we would have been using that other AISO, he probably would have been knocked out by the end of our turn. With our agent we use the Elixir of Recovery, then I'm going to use the Blackest Void. Now we pretty much negated what Volstagg did on his first turn, and then we can try to attack Fandral with the Bashanga's Blade. By the way, the reason why we teamed up Squirrel Girl with Juggernaut is because of the Surge of Sidorak. This is going to give a big boost to unarmed melee attacks. It also grants Strengthened, and then add in the Bashanga's Blade buff, and well, just watch what this Mountain Crusher does. Granted, that attack has been a one-hit kill before for me. Still, a 70k non-crit is pretty impressive. Now, since Nuts to This has all nuts removed, and also it's a buff heal, we placed it with the Sympathetic E-ISO. That E-ISO causes buff abilities to grant a small HP boost, so now you're going to see Squirrel Girl gain back a ton of health. She can keep using this as long as she has Acorn Power. It will do the normal heal and then also the Generosity bonus. Then you can also equip Aggressive Empowered ISO 8 on her, and that causes melee attacks to increase attack. Just looking at all the benefits that she can get, she's going to be pretty fun to use in PvP. Now for the final touch, watch what this Wrath of the Raging Squirrel does. This is on Volstagg, who has 56,000 HP. She absolutely annihilates him. I know that battle was really quick, so we're going to do one more, and then that will be the end of this video. I will say that doing this video and this segment kind of has given me a new idea for a series. Maybe in it I can bring out underused or underrated characters, and then try to put them in a PvP team up that works. Well, to be honest, I think I need a regular schedule for old series first, but that is something that I'm working on. Alright, so Deadpool hits us with elite hacking skills already, but luckily it didn't kick in quite yet. I have to say I really hate those buggy procs, and I wish he didn't get them as often as he does. Well, mine never gets them, but the AI seems to get them all the time when I face him. Then we miss with the Bashanga's Blade, and there you see another lead hacking skills on the same turn. And of course, this time we have to skip. After a sharp pointy things, it's now going to be Juggernaut's turn, so we start with the Surge of Sidorak. Then what I'm going to do is go for a repeat, and try to finish off their agent with a one-hit kill. If you have really high attack bonuses, and your Juggernaut's pretty decked out, he can do a lot of damage with this ability. As you can see, he pulls it off once again, even after being hit with the Nerf bat. This definitely helps out because their agent probably would have removed our buffs. Squirrel Girl isn't at full potential, but she's still going to do quite a bit of damage. Hopefully we do get to hit Quicksilver with this one. Alright, so we start with the Furry Fury, and then the Squirrel Strike does end him. Now she could get even tougher than that, but we didn't have all our buffs. Also, of course, that Summon AISO would be nice. Now there's only Deadpool remaining, and we're going to hit him with the Dragon's Foot. This is capable of doing a follow-up attack, but it doesn't in this case. Bang 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 is kind of frustrating, and of course he did hit Squirrel Girl. That means she has buff blocker, but we still get to use a Sunday Punch, which does take Deadpool down to 501 HP. After showing off her heals a little bit, we'll go ahead and use the Wrath of the Raging Squirrel. This does plenty of damage, and it's going to finish the fight. That's also going to be the end of the video, but I will show you plenty more underused and underrated characters. I just have a lot of leveling work to do, and some farming as well. I hope you enjoyed this video, and there will be another All Hail the King video posted very soon. Then make sure to tune in tomorrow at 4 PM Eastern, that way you can catch From the Helicarrier live. Lastly, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, good luck, and take care.